up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Silver Surge Gaming channel. I am here with a special video today. We're going to talk about Suicide Squad killed the Justice League. I'm here with my buddy, good old RedBearRaines. Introduce yourself, my friend.
What is going on, people? I appreciate you for having me in this video to discuss the upcoming gaming content that we have. So, I appreciate you a lot, and I appreciate all the likes, follows, and everything.
So, as today we, pretty much, I think the other day or day before, we got the first episode of the Insider for Suicide Squad. A lot of people are worried that it's going to become another Avengers 2.0 from how David Zaslav
Mm,
pretty
mm, mm.
much talked about how mostly DC games going on from now on will mainly focus on games as a service with pushing the live action platform, the live service platform onto their games, including single player, about a 3 to 4 year span, giving more content. Overall,
Boo.
yeah, it's pretty disgusting, like kind of practice in my opinion, compared to like how a lot of the single player games are reaching over. Wonder Woman, a lot of people were kind of excited for. Now a lot of people are kind of disappointed because of the live service implementation. Um, Personally, I have a big problem with it. I feel like there shouldn't even be a reason to have a live service, especially when you're doing this. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, not in a action adventure game, bro. You don't need that. Make it be like Spider-Man, where you just can get extra suits by leveling up and doing extra content.
Exactly. Like as you can see, like even in the entire like map, which pretty much takes place in Metropolis, you can tell just by watching the entire video, you can tell that these developers really, really wanted to do a Superman game, but
Of course, with all the
obviously
statues of Flash and like Superman and Green Lantern, even.
the fact the biggest detail within the environments, the fact that it's 2 times bigger than Arkham Knight's map
So
of
do you
Gotham.
think it was going to be an original like apocalyptic Superman? Because I think I would have preferred that, honestly.
I think originally I think they did plan to try to move from the Arkhamverse to like doing Superman because they've been talking about that I think ever since like City when people were addressing like what was to be the next hero they wanted to go and tackle. And I do know
Yeah,
that
especially with Brainiac being like the main villain as this
yeah,
video game too.
and
Like
why
that's
Suicide
that's
Squad,
that's one
bro.
of Superman's biggest like villains,
And the why and
and the
then
Justice League.
exactly, and like we're fucking fighting both of them as the Suicide Squad. Like it kind of makes little to no sense story wise. Like I just like I don't know why WB turned them down to make a Superman game. Like just by looking at the environment, and everything, it literally feels like it could honestly work. Like I just don't get the premise of why WB nowadays wants to force this monetization implementation onto our games like battle pass season passes, stuff like that, bunch of microtransactions, cosmetics, buying resources, pay to win type of shit. Like it shouldn't be
Yeah.
in these types of games. Com-
Nope,
like
not needed.
comic books superhero games should be the characters done right on a story purpose. Like the characters serving the story instead of the story serving the characters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly. And
Although when the story helps the character, it is nice, but
I agree, but lately they like a lot of these like multiplayer live service like RPGs don't really focus on that. Like for example, the Avengers game. Avengers game failed is because those developers of Square Enix thought it was going to majorly sell because it had the Avengers name to it. Especially during a
yeah.
time when right after we came after Endgame, the MCU was at an all-time high, the hype was it was real and it was just like
And it did do okay at first. Like with the beta, it did alright, and then people thought like, it's just a beta, it's gonna get better, and it didn't. So then like a lot of people bought the game and then just like ended up not playing it like almost ever again, besides until like a new update, and like even then, it's still not even the best game out there.
yeah, it had like a shit ton of bug problems, had a lot of gameplay mechanics that literally limited the characters, especially Hulk and Thor, which are supposed to be like godlike type of beings, and they're literally having a fucking tough time dealing with robots.
Yep.
Explain that shit. Like like even after all the implementations, all the updates, all the changes and fixes, even when it got sold off to a whole other studio, it's
My
still
main problem is like it had a good story. Like the initial story, the single player,
yeah.
pretty good, pretty good. I liked it. Online and all the end game afterward had like maybe 4 or 5 bosses to just do, like, and that's it.
I
And
feel
even
like
at the beginning, at the launch, they only had like 1 or 2 bosses.
yeah, exactly. Like I felt like the only like justice they ever did to that game was technically the Black Panther expansion. It really felt like they put a lot of
Black
effort
Panther
into
was
that.
pretty good. Spider-Man was mid. Like,
Spider-Man was just a throw in to give money by Sony as an exclusive character. He wasn't really
yeah.
it,
No,
technic
it was just a very bad like it was an okay Spider-Man
his
character in the
gameplay sucks
game,
though.
but yeah, it was just really bad. Like,
Like my problem with that was that if you actually look back at the original Avengers plans, basically that Avengers was technically was going to go in two different ways. Originally, they wanted Spider-Man to pretty much be the forefront person and like bring the Avengers together, or they were going to do like an Inhuman type of story where you played as a created Inhuman character who brought the Avengers back together. But no, they forced the Kamala Khan, a character that's
yeah,
not really widely known and not really popular and not really widely liked at all.
yeah, and then they made the show.
Oh god, don't even talk about the fucking show, bro. Like I would say it's not as bad as what She-Hulk was.
Nah, it wasn't, but like at least She-Hulk gave us like Scar at the end of it.
Yeah,
So
and then
like
they
you know
butchered
like
him.
yeah,
they
they did. They did. They made it weird, but hopefully they make Hulk good again.
I hope so too, honestly, because they got the rights back to Hulk finally, so they're able to make
Yeah,
another
and they
Hulk
could
solo
also
movie.
do World Destroyer Hulk now because Scar's in it.
Exactly. So it's like Marvel is slightly making its change, especially its heaviness in the single player genre. Like, look at it, bro. EA, Motive, the people who made Dead Space Remake, are making an Iron Man fucking game. Like,
Yeah.
there's other studios that are making Captain America and Black Panther team up game in World War II. There's another studio that's making a Black EA's making a Black Panther game. Fucking like the goddamn Insomniac games for crying out loud. Look at them. They're making buco ass money, and like the head of fucking W looks at that and like, nah, I'm just gonna wipe my ass with it. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, Insomniac has like the right like ideology about like Marvel games, if I'm gonna be honest.
They
Because they
re
pay attention to the comics, they pay attention to the movies, and then they bring it together in a new way that nobody's ever actually seen before. Like
and
with
they
new suits, like
yeah
the anti-ox suit. That one
exactly.
I think was the better reveal because I was like, oh shit, he had to make a suit just to beat Doc Ock. That's not, like nobody's ever seen that. That's cool.
Exactly. So he's using his brains rather than his brawn of Spider. Because like, how many games have we just seen Spider-Man like defeat the enemy by like just beating the shit out of him? Too many.
Literally every other game.
Yeah. And the Insomnia games twisted it by actually implementing the importance of the Peter Parker character from the comics, that his smarts are also his advantage to a lot of his villains that he deals with, which was amazing.
Exactly.
It revitalized the whole genre of Marvel games, and now Marvel games are literally fucking spreading out in beautiful blossoming flowers. While DC has been on the hiatus in the fucking cave hibernating for like a shit ass fucking sleep for since 2015's
Yeah.
Arkham Knight.
And even Gotham Knight, like, even got, like, it didn't get as good reviews as they were hoping either. Like,
Well, that game was also plagued with the RPG stuff, and if you don't remember before that game came out, when it was getting delayed several times, they were trying to make that game a live service as well, and the
yeah,
backlash stopped it from happening.
I agree. That is the one thing about it. Like, the gameplay, good. Costumes, awesome. It's just, I don't know, certain parts of the story is just
It's really
felt a
shit,
little rushed and just weird in certain places.
and
And like
nothing.
they just didn't take their time with it.
It just doesn't feel anything compared to the Arkham games in terms of story and character driven like dialogue. It really
And
doesn't.
I don't think they're gonna get that though because if it you can't like replicate the Arkham with, I don't know. I mean, you could, but then it's like you're just copying and pasting.
Yeah, and well, Arkham is widely known for its free flow combat system. It's widely capable mechanics. Like, dude, look at fucking Arkham Knight. That is on a prototype Unreal Engine 3, and that shit still to this day looks better than most of the AAA games that are coming out even today.
Oh yeah.
And that's insane for it being a game that came out in 20 fucking 15. 20 fucking 15 on the PS4 and Xbox One.
Yep. It's because
Regardless,
everyone keeps using the same engine and fucking
well, also like
rushing games.
the more that we
Like
advance in
Arkham, they took their
technology.
time. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and the more that we advance into the technology, the more that like sometimes there's going to be slight downgrades in some areas in order to upgrade in other areas that I've noticed, especially in the animation department. Like there's a lot less animations when it comes to certain things that takes a game longer to make than initially it should with the newer engines that we have nowadays. But that still doesn't like change the fact that they're widely this game I I just don't know. I don't see the hype. I know I see a small group of people liking the Suicide Squad game, but the majority of fans are fucking pissed. They're tired
Yeah.
of this shit being implemented and forced into games, into
I am definitely one of those people. I do not want to see season passes anymore. I'm tired of like if you're gonna do a season pass, just make it free. Don't make people pay for like extra content
like the
unless like it's a free game. If it's a free game, that's a little bit different
like
because
I
like they have to make their money somewhere. I get it, but like if
mhm.
you're paying $60 for a game or $70 if you're on PS5 and like new gen, like that's ridiculous. It's not even fucking worth the money.
It's not like what like my problem like nowadays with the game genres. It's like they're focusing so much on trying to monetize the product rather than bringing a product that's 100% polished, like amazing and worthy of the value of your money. Like, and nowadays they're just trying to throw shit out, either half baked, half assed, and they're not even caring whether or not this is going to affect their product, their company, their
Yep.
characters, or even their fucking wallets. Like I've seen these studios, including Hollywood, with all these movies that have been coming out, and like the amount of problems that they have in these products, and we constantly, as the fans and customers, tell them what the issue is, and all they have to do is completely turn around and yell at us that we're the problem. It's like, no, we're not the problem. You guys are because you keep forcing these changes that are do not belong in these types of genres, these games, these characters, these like everything that we love about DC is like starting to go down the shitter because of these executive decisions that this man has made ever since his implementation into the studio.
Yeah.
Like, like ever since Zach left the whole fucking shit with the drama with WB because apparently they
Which he
want
was like the best person to do Justice League, and
yeah
he proved that, and then fucking HBO proved that because it got better views than the original.
exactly, and they're trying so hard to like move away from Zach, but they keep doing stuff that Zach does. I'll give you an example. Recently, when fucking Zach launched the Rebel Moon trailer, it got over 19 million views in the matter of like 2 to 3 days, bro. Not
Yeah,
even.
it's because
That's
he already has a huge fan base because he's proven himself as like a fan to the DC like comics, games, all of it.
like I'm so fucking tired of everything. Oh, it has to be like Marvel. It has to be like Marvel. We gotta do Marvel. That's literally why the DC EU failed. That's exactly why
Yeah,
it failed.
that's
Instead,
why Blue Beetle failed, even though I never watched it because like I
it's
fucking
literally the most
don't even
racist,
want to.
stereotypical Latino like version of Blue Beetle I've ever fucking seen. It's not even the character from the comics. Like, like literally the family gets involved with his identity and knows everything about the shit and the suit and all that crap, and even like tries to help him. There's like a whole scene where fucking Granny has like a giant fucking chain gun is like fighting off people.
What the
I'm not.
fuck,
Yeah,
bro?
that's in the fucking movie. I'm not joking. It's
That's
a fucking
weird.
joke. Like the Flash movie was a fucking joke, and you know why? because they didn't respect the source material. They overly changed it of the Flashpoint paradox of what it was supposed to originally be. And there was no Reverse Flash, there was no Cyborg, there was no Thomas Wayne Batman, there was no fucking Clark Kent, Superman that was like disfigured and like like anorexic and all that. No, they completely changed the whole fucking story, and that fucking movie was the worst movie in WB history. It literally made broke records for being the worst movie they ever made. It did worse than Green Lantern. How does
That's
that
crazy,
happen?
actually.
How do you manage that? Like, that baffles me. And now the fact that I had my trust in the only company that can probably provide us with a DC product properly is Rocksteady. And now we all know the reason why the fucking co-founders left. It's because these fucking people wanted to push this implementation of live service, not let these developers have the creative limitations for them to go absolutely wild with the artistic value that they do have presented over the fucking past years of making several best Batman games, and they're completely subsidized to fucking doing Suicide Squad, which no one asked for, like ever.
Yeah, they're only doing it because like the movies and shit.
Yeah, and like the fact that WB wants to fucking push out all these games to make an extra little dollar because they're fucking creatively bankrupt and can't save themselves from what they're actually fucking doing to themselves. Like literally, I have no faith in James Gunn. That dude is literally a hack. He's a liar. He fucking copies fucking people. He says the most horrendous and stupid shit on Twitter. He doesn't shut his mouth. He berates himself as this egotistic person. The man literally, Doug, this is how I know he lives in the shadow of Zack. The motherfucker literally tried to detract the attention of Zack's Rebel Moon launch trailer with him announcing Superman Legacy's movie theater date, July 11th, 2025, only in theaters. He literally tried to do that. Like it's
I
so
don't even have high hopes for that movie.
I don't either, dude. I don't either because he keeps adding fucking characters to the movie that's oversaturating the fucking whole damn like movie. It's at this point it's not even about Superman. It's about setting up Justice League like completely with additional characters. Like supposedly it's supposed to be rumored to have like a setting where not Spider-Man. What the fuck am I saying?
Is there like a reboot Justice League or whatever?
Yeah, no, it's like rebooting the entire universe and starting from scratch. But Superman's gonna have a Green Lantern in there. It's gonna have Hawkgirl in there. It's gonna have Metamorpho in there. It's gonna have Mister Terrific in there. It's gonna have another character in there, like two other new characters in there, and
Yeah,
apparently
that's too many already.
and like people want to say, well, Zack tried to do that in BVS and stuff. It's like you know that he was forced to do that by the executives because they were trying so hard to combat with the MCU that they wanted to do the same thing, and that's why they
Yeah,
pushed
and they
Zack.
even told him to change the Doomsday because the original looked too scary.
Yeah, too spiky because we can't have spikes for Doomsday, and then he ended up looking like a fucking Ninja Turtle.
Literally, like a bald fucking muscular man.
Like fucking like a fucking reject Pokemon. Like motherfucker, like it doesn't make sense.
He actually looks like Machoke.
Like I just don't get it. I don't get it. Like literally, this Zack wanted to make a Man of Steel 2 before he even did BVS, so he can set up Superman's weakness and set up Bruce Wayne because by the end of Man of Steel 2, he wanted him to fight Brainiac, and then he wanted Batman to come in at the very end with Kryptonite, and then be like, boom, then you set up BVS. But WB just kept being like, you need to do this, Zach, you need to do this, Zach, you need to do this, Zach. Let's listen to all the little weirdo Twitter people and all the critics who know nothing about fucking comics. Let's listen to them. Apparently they know what
Yeah,
they're
all the
talking about.
movie critics that are like fucking 50 years old, 60 years old, and
Why is
shit.
why isn't Superman smiling? Why isn't he saving a cat from a tree? Why is he not this hopeful, optimistic? Oh, maybe because this is the first movie he's ever been in. He's learning to have humanity, and he like the motherfucker's not allowed to be sad or conflicted or upset or like any of that. Superman just has to smile all the fucking time.
Yeah, no, I loved Henry Cavill's Superman.
He was perfect. It was all about an arc. Nowadays, people don't care about arcs. They care about fucking like pushing this whole stagnant out of like look at this. Like the whole trailer for like the Suicide Squad. Like don't get me wrong, I love it that you'd be able to get the classic suits and all that. It's great, but like just look at this, man. The capabilities of like these games that WB can bring, and they're not even showing. They're not even doing or showing their full potential. Like
No, they're just being lazy.
yeah, they are being lazy, dude. It's like it's ridiculous. Like all of this, man. Like and that's why I also feel like in the Suicide Squad, the game itself, I feel like the reason why they're implementing the Justice League all of a sudden, like everyone including fucking Batman because guess what? This is the last time we're ever going to hear Kevin Conroy play Batman. This is the
Oh,
last time.
really?
Yes, Kevin Conroy did recordings for this game for his Batman, and this is gonna be the last time we ever hear his Batman, the canon Arkham Batman. Last time, and we don't even know what they're
Weird.
gonna do with their characters because Suicide Squad I think takes place like 8 years or something after Arkham Knight or some shit like that.
So it is still technically in the Arkham universe, though?
Yeah, no, it is in the Arkham universe. It's just
Okay.
it's not anywhere near Arkham Knight in terms of timeline wise.
Gotcha.
Um,
Cool.
but what pisses me off the most is that like if they actually do this, bro, if this is the last time we ever see Kevin Conroy as Batman, I honestly think they are going to kill off the entire Justice League. Cause think about it. Here's the reason why I'm saying this.
And then they'll just reboot.
James Gunn himself has stated that he's trying to make every piece of media for DC connect. That's including the TV shows, the movies, the comics, and the video games.
Stupid. I don't want that.
Very fucking stupid. That is literally like
Nobody wants that. It can't. It doesn't make sense because if some people don't fucking watch shows, some people don't play video games, some people don't watch movies.
exactly. So you're gonna miss out on core storylines and content, and you're gonna be missing a whole chunk just because they want everything to fucking connect. And like that is literally shit thinking. That is terrible, especially for
Nah,
fucking Rocksteady, who are known.
exactly. Like DC is all about like multiverse shit. Like everything can exist within another universe.
And it just honestly baffles me, man. Like I don't know. Like the potential I see in Suicide Squad, it might be there. Like maybe like I think the story is gonna be good. I honestly
I mean,
feel that.
I hope they just like kill off the Justice League and then like and something goes off and then they reset time pretty much and then it is
Just reboot the
they
entire thing.
yeah.
Because think about it, they could continue the Arkhamverse if they just rebooted with Arkham Origins being the first one.
Yep.
Since they want to, like treat that like the fucking black sheep and not give it a proper fucking remaster, WB. Literally the most underrated Arkham game. Because it wasn't made by Rocksteady and it wasn't perceived well. You know why it wasn't perceived well? It's because you rushed it out. It was super buggy, and
Mega buggy.
and it felt slightly a carbon copy of Arkham City. But overall, it still had its own feel, touch, and like atmosphere to it. And you completely fucked it by completely leaving it in the gutter like the unwanted child that you so desperately fucking want to have. Because that's what it feels like to me. This
It's
literally,
so sad.
it
It's
just,
so sad.
this company literally feels like a husk with no soul, no heart, no brain, and they're just fueled over the power of fucking money, and that's all they care about.
And that's how business works in fucking WB.
And it's so fucking stupid. Like I have very low expectations for this game. I think the story might be decent. I think the gameplay might be fun for like a short time, but then probably will eventually
Yeah.
get stale.
Probably like 40 hours of gameplay.
Exactly. I don't even see any side missions. I don't see any other potential. Like all they have been showing us is just mainly story. They haven't really showed us like what other stuff can we actually do in the game. It's gonna
But
be
the answer is like, is it worth the money?
is it worth 70 to like 100 to like almost like $200, especially for the collector's edition? Like
That's ridiculous.
it is fucking
That
ridiculous.
is not worth it. No, that game's not worth that much. I'm just gonna say it right
Yeah,
there.
like even if you give me like a nice statue, some goodies or whatever, it's like the quality of the game is not fucking worth the money that I'm going to give you because I don't feel like I'm gonna get any of that in return within gameplay. Like,
And if we're wrong, then shit, I'll be happy to admit it. But
oh,
until that day
mhm.
comes, I'm keeping my fucking opinion.
I fucking agree, dude. Like, I WB really needs to make a course correction and they do it now. Literally EA did that years ago. Remember when they went on a whole tangent rant about like single player games don't sell. And single
Yep,
player
yep,
yeah,
yep,
and
yep.
all that. And then look at them now.
Like,
They're
yeah,
make
they do though.
Look at them now,
Like
bro.
Red Dead Redemption, one of the best-selling games of like our decade, like a best single-player game, and an okay multiplayer.
Yeah, like bro, they even
But then we have God of War
mhm
2, we
mhm
have fucking Marvel, Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2,
Ghost of
like,
Tsushima, fucking Infamous, fucking goddamn
yeah,
Last of Us. Like, bro, there's so many great stories that they can do within single player. Like, even EA admitted to like single players doing good after they fucking made Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. They made
of
buco
course.
money on that, and now look at them. They're focusing on single player stories and they're doing well. Dead Space Remake did fucking excellent, and now Motive literally is in charge of a single player Iron Man game, which I'm fucking hyped about. Because
That'll be cool.
Motive knows how to handle flying controls, bro. If you ever play, like, you played Star Wars Squadron,
The old one, yeah.
yeah, like no, the new one that came out, like a
Oh
couple of
no,
years
I
ago.
did not.
Well, if you played that and you played the Dead Space remake, you'll understand that these people are right for the job when it comes to flight. Like Iron Man is in good hands, absolute good hands. But this, nah, man, I might as well just fucking throw a goddamn rotting piece of fucking shit from a monkey's asshole and throw it right on the screen and call it gameplay. Because that's how this honestly feels to me. It's just a big fucking fuck you to the fans that we want your money, but we still care about you, even though we really don't, because it shows in the quality of our stuff. But, I don't know, man. I mean, like, you got anything else you want to add? Because I'm pretty much like, I got it all out already.
I don't know. The gameplay looks okay. It doesn't look like top tier or anything, but it doesn't look awful. Traversal looks slow, but like kind of fun. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that there's like something to this game that's gonna bring it value because this episode one didn't really do too much for it.
Nope, not at all.
And neither did that 1 year delay because I really haven't seen much of a change besides just quality and detail and maybe slight change in gameplay. Other than that, like you still have the same like firearms. Boomerang apparently now has he's qualified in sniper shotguns and SMGs, even though the motherfucker throws boomerangs and has different types of
Right.
boomerangs. But we're not gonna
Like
worry about that.
he's used the SMGs before, but like sniper rifles, nah.
Yeah, might as well call him Captain Firearms at this point. Like what the fuck, dude? I don't know,
Yeah.
man. I'm just hoping this game is not a complete shithole and it just does something good in the upcoming episodes and they come out with newer shit. But I don't know, man.
I also just hope it's original and not just some copy and paste bullshit storyline.
I completely fucking agree. But I love it how they're really pushing the rated M maturity feature. It works for DC. But in this case, I don't know if it's going to work with the Suicide Squad.
We can only hope.
We can only hope, man. But if you guys enjoyed that whole entire rant, talkative breakdown, shimmy, dimmy, schwickle, fickle, pickle, I don't fucking know. Please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Stay tuned to anything that pops up on this channel. Marvel, DC, anime, Star Wars, whatever floats your boat, whatever makes your cock hard. I don't fucking know. But
Mm-mm.
and if you enjoyed all that, please go support my boy RedBearRaines over at his channel. He just
Uh,
finished Marvel Spider-Man 2, and he's probably gonna get
yes,
more
sir.
into
Yes,
like
sir.
Armor Core or some other new series that he plans on doing later on.
That is a possibility because I have already gotten a few videos in on that, so I might like finish that up. But whatever the fans want.
Exactly. And other than that, guys, please stay light, keep it right, and keep it tight. But other than that, guys, stay awesome, stay beautiful, and just for God's sakes, guys, please fight back on this.
Help us.
We need better changes and better valued games more than ever in this day and age. But I'll leave it to that. Y'all have a beautiful day. Later.
Bye.